Fooey is an example of someone getting high and decided to make an anime while talking to Snoop Dogg. Fooey is a 6 anime episode that was made in 2000. And the creator of this acid trip is named Kazuya Tsurumaki. And I apologize the way I said that. Japanese names are hard to pronounce. This anime was all over the place. Going from penny and stocking to this anime was probably like an acid trip. I'm really convinced that this influenced Penny and Stocking and Kill la Kill because there's a lot of weird moments, and the weird moments kind of distract you from the main story. This show will be having you scratching your head like, what am I watching right now? Because Fooey has some really good action scenes, same as a Penny and Stocking and Kill la Kill, where you have this crazy action story, and then you have like the weirdest things that happen in the anime. And let me just say what is the main story is. This story follows a 12-year-old kid named Naota. He's a working class boy living with a widower father and his grandfather. His life in the city of Mabase is interrupted by the arrival of a Vespa-riding maniac named Haruko Haruhara. She runs over Naito, then revives him with CPR before hitting him with an electric guitar. That's how I met your mother. After that, Haruko proceeds to stalk him. Finding Haruko is weaseling her way into his life. As a live-in maid, Naito discovers that head injury she caused created a NO portal, which giant robots produced by a company named Medical Mechanics. The first of these robots is hit on the head by Haruko and becomes a friendly service robot, who is later named Canti. And I gotta say, Canti's probably one of my favorite characters in this show. Team Canti all the way. Canti ingests Naito to assume the reddened form he first had when fighting the robots sent after him. And that's really the plot of this whole thing. He has robots spout out of his darn forehead, and he has to defeat the ones that are coming after him. Watching this anime for 6 episodes, like I said, was like an acid trip. And the story is kind of, the regular thing, but it's just they mix in these weird things that you're like scratching your head. You're like, how did I get here? What episode is this? And I can say that it's probably, unique that this story can throw you off in a heartbeat because it's following the story. Each episode follows the story, but you're just scratching your head like, what is the story? Is there a story to it? Like, it kind of like is like Penny and Stocking in like a sort of way, because Penny and Stocking is so like out of control to where you're like, is there really a plot to this show? And I'm not going after it for that. I think the craziness makes the show more entertaining, but there was some like if you want to enjoy like a weird distracting anime, Fooey is an anime for you. I think the animation of the fight scenes are so good, I suggest y'all just give it a watch, because the fight scenes and the animations throughout this whole show is wacky, but it can get really good throughout this whole series. And talking about the series of its all, I gotta talk about the characters. The characters, I swear, they seem like they're just on drugs. They seem like they're on drugs, especially Naito's friend, Mamima. She felt like a character that was just going through a lot. She was going through a lot. Either she was depressed or she's on some heavy drugs. Because every time she's on the screen, she acts so childish, and she's supposed to be in high school. And throughout this whole series, she legit just seems like she's on something. And in this series, there's a little weird love trial between Haruko, Naito, and Mamimi. It was kind of weird saying love triangle because Naito is an elementary schooler, Haruko is a 16, and Mamimi is 17. Well, Haruko says she's 19, but I don't know. I looked it up. It was kind of conflicting on what her actual age was, but it was a kind of weird triangle, especially for the fact that Mamimi is dating Naito's brother, but Naito's brother has a overseas girlfriend, which I guess counts as cheating. I don't know, but that's what I'm guessing why Mamimi is acting like that, because of the fact that he's not there with her. and I'm guessing Naito is like a substitute. And speaking of Naito, he is probably the most mature person in this whole show. He can act his age sometimes, but he's completely the more mature person in the show. Haruko is probably the character that gives me the creeps the most. Not even Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter gives me the creeps. She gives me the creeps more because she's kind of confusing, but throughout this, through the end of the series, or like kind of in the middle, you understand why she's acting like this. But she gives me the creeps, and I don't really say that about a lot of characters in this show. It's just really creepy, and all the other characters are weird too. Like I said, I feel like everyone in this series are just straight up on drugs and acting weird. This series was actually pretty fun to watch, and if you guys want me to watch more of these wacky animes, consider hitting that subscribe and like button and comment down below an anime you will probably want me to cover and talk about. Make sure you guys hit subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.